Chessmaster is one of the long-standing video game franchises in the chess department, with over a dozen games released on various computer and home consoles since its initial release in 1986. The first version I personally ever knew about was the 1989 NES installment. As far as presentation goes, there's not a lot to be had. You've got your chessboard, the pieces, and an option to view the war room, which has a side window displaying the last few moves that were made, plus it shows what moves the computer is considering when it's their turn, and suggests what the game considers to be the best move for you when it's your turn. It doesn't have the 3D pieces from Battle Chess that walk around and engage in battle sequences when the pieces are taken, but this game is more about substance than flair. While I don't want to make this a comparison video with Battle Chess, I do think it's worth pointing out that one of my complaints with Battle Chess was the difficulty system, and how the easiest difficulty presented too much of a challenge. I think that the easiest difficulty in any chess game should make your opponent a complete fucking idiot that knows how to move the pieces, and that's about it. And that's exactly what they did in Chessmaster. The beginner setting is easy as pie, and that's exactly what you need if you're a beginner. There are a total of 16 difficulty settings, and they're spaced out well, so no matter what your skill level is, you'll be able to find a good matchup for you and move up when you feel like you've improved. The thing that sucks though, is that the CPU takes fucking forever to make their move on the higher difficulties, because it has to calculate for basically everything. Even on some of the more medium difficulties, it can take a few minutes. This wasn't unheard of at the time, as the hardware had limitations and the chess engine AI wasn't quite there yet. It was like this for chess CPUs all over the place. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that the enjoyment of the game is hindered quite a bit from this. Luckily, you can force the computer to make a move at any time, but I always feel cheap doing this. I mean, it's not finished calculating, and it just makes their move based on how much of it that it's covered. But if you're gonna essentially give them a time limit, you might as well just pick the hardest difficulty with the longest amount of thinking time that you can tolerate. It's basically the same thing. There are options like setting up the board however you see fit, basically a chess sandbox mode, the ability to take back a move, a two-player mode, and some little things like the ability to swap places with your opponent in mid-game, displaying all available moves for a given piece, and showing possible sequences for a checkmate solution. This, along with the suggested move in the war room, are about as close to a tutorial or lesson as you're gonna get. Later Chessmaster entries would incorporate AIs based on real-life chess legends that match their playing styles, and expand greatly on the tutorials and lessons, not to mention speed up the whole calculation time on harder difficulties. Yeah, it does have that big flaw with the waiting time, but other than that, this early incarnation of Chessmaster was a pretty solid chess package at the time. And that wraps up this edition of AqualungGameReviews. See you next time.